If you're tuning into the One Idea Ahead channel, I am your host Dash, behind the camera here. Talking blades today. This is a machete that I would take if I lived in the jungle as a tool, but here in the eastern woodlands, typically a larger fixed blade is what I go with to help process wood in addition to a saw. I'm not a big axe guy. I love axes and I love hatchets and tomahawks, but I tend to pick up a larger blade to do the processing of the wood. I don't really hunt with it. That's the primary goal. And someone got me thinking, what if I could design my own? And I'll get to that in just a second, but bear with me. So here we have the Ka-Bar. It's not the large heavy bowie, it's the size down. It's got a thick blade, 1095 steel, easy to sharpen, and I really like the full flat grind. The handle's okay. I mean, it's comfortable, but this part up here is a little goofy. And down here it kind of hits your pinky if you start chopping with it, but still like it. Very good value. And then here we have the Ontario Freedom Fighter. And it has sharpened top and bottom there, saw back, and you can really smash something there because it is a full tang and a very thick flat plate there. I'm never really going to knife fight and stop that, but it stops your hand from sliding up, and you can actually put your finger up there without getting cut, which I do like, so you can choke up on the blade. So what if I could combine the blade from this and the handle from this, because I love the handle, but the blade's, you know, a little bit too fancy, to be honest with you, for a woods blade. This is more of a, a fighting blade, which is what this is designed for. It's balanced and everything. So we'll put these away real quick. Well, maybe we can leave them out there. So what we're looking here, just kind of throwing some ideas down real quick. I've got my handle designs. That's the Ka-Bar, that's Ontario. That's just another knife I happen to have. Start, scribbling out some ideas. What happens if I had different handles? Starting to look a little bit better there. Okay, we're getting there. Also kind of changed some things up around. Now here, oh wait, here you go. Three River Blades. He's running a contest, which is the whole reason why I'm making this, to combine what I would like to see in a survival blade. So again, I like these two blades here, which is why I took them with me to college, because I have plenty more, but these are the ones I picked to have with me. So what I like is the Ontario, the Spec Plus Gen 2. I have that back home, and it has 5160 steel. I went through a whole tree with that, and it was still decently sharp. So I really like the steel on that. And I also like the sheath. And again, I don't have the example here, but I really like the sheath that it came in. It's a Molle sheath, fairly lightweight for what it is, but it's very capable. You can put it, mount it. I put it on my pack and put it on your waist or Molle gear, however you set that up. Now the Freedom Fighter we just saw, I love the handle, but it's a little heavy. So in this dimension, it's perfect. But in this dimension, if you can kind of slim it down a little bit, that's the goal. And then the Ka-Bar large heavy bowie, I love this blade, but it's a little thick this way too, because we're trying to keep it as light as possible, because the only blade you're going to have with you is the one that you have with you. So if it's too heavy and you leave it at home, what good is it? So here we are, final product. This is what it's going to look like if, I had my way, I could make my own. 10 inches overall, 5.5 inch blade. 4.5 inch handle, realistically only about 4 inches. You got, 2 metal ends and a little bit there on either end too to make it comfortable. So, what's special about this? We have a couple facts you can read about in case you can't. 5160 stainless steel, and it's a 1/4 inch thick. We have a flat ground blade, not full flat ground, I'll get to that in a second. Drop point tip here. Now the angled spine is something I try to do throughout, so it's full flat grind right up until here, and this is to scale. So these squares here are 1 inch, so that's 1 inch square there, or cubed, or squared, sorry, it's late. Then we have the micarta handles. Did my best to draw that there, but that's kind of what it would look like. Again, if this were made out of micarta, picture that. So remember, squished it down, kind of like that. You'll see that in a second. Satin finish blade. Hopefully that'll be the best. I thought about stonewashing it, but I think a satin finish is the way to go. Well, I don't think they rust as easily. Not to say anything can rust. So anyways, now the contour tang. This is where I got a little creative here. So to kind of keep it light, the Crowell Barker Browning competition knife has this where it's very thick and then it's super slender by the time it gets to the end. If you just want to be simple and just do it on one side, or do it both, and then handle scales, whatever's easier. I mean, that would be the, manufacturer would have to figure out how to do that. But that I think is a cool touch to lighten up the blade even more. And then again, we get our MOLLE sheath. So what is special about this is these spacers, or the guard. Make it a little bit thinner, but do the same thinness on either side. We don't really need to pound any nails out in the wilderness. I mean, not any nails I'm taking with me, so that we can do without. I messed up a little bit. That should be a little thicker there, but having a hole on the top and the bottom, so right here and here, what that would do is allow you to put a lanyard through one of them, or you could lash it to a staff and, run around and poke whatever you want to in the woods and have fun with it. You could also, use screws, so when you get home you can take it apart and clean the underside if it got wet and make sure it doesn't rust up on you there. And then finally with this tip design, so I'll put the belly about, not quite 2/3, but you can figure out there it's about, here. Okay, so 2.5 inches in is where the belly stops. And I wanted to make it a decent curve to it, but also a decent length, so it's not just the last inch has the belly and then the rest is flat. So this is good for batoning through smaller wood. It's not going to really help you with chopping, but this little bit up here does lighten it just a pinch. Again, as slimming this down as you get towards the end of the handle there. But I'm not sure how the tip design will work. I want this tip to be just as strong as this K-bar, so if you can see how I messed up there, maybe it's a little bit, but this has the same principles where you can see this top part of the spine of the knife is kind of angled in a little bit, so just exaggerate that a little bit more, and being that the blade would be squished, that's what you should envision there. So I think I've gone on long enough trying to describe this. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to update it in the description. But in the description, go check out 3 River Knives. The gentleman there is running this contest for another couple days, and I hope you guys check out his channel. Such has done a video on a couple of his blades, and one day I hope to do one as well. Right now I'm paying for college, so it's a little budget tight, so all I can afford is factory stuff right now. So there we go. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for your time. Signing off. Peace.